I mean, like, anyone in Fnaf could be, like, some guy, right? And Mike Schmidt could just be some guy. Chris Smith could be some guy, right? Mike from Sister Location could be some guy. FNAF 6 Volunteer could be some guy, right? Help Wanted could be some guy and or girl. Help Wanted 2 can be some guy, right? Um, so, like, some guy being the FNAF 3 guard, like, isn't that, like, out of range. There are, like, a lot more better, like, ideas and stuff like Hudson, which Hudson is kind of a good point, but Mike saying that he'll find William, and William references that him and Mike have met while he was Springtrap, and Hudson doesn't make it to night 6, and FNAF 3 has 6 nights. Also, just want to point this out real quick. FNAF 2 only has one night where you play as Mike, and that's the custom night, and FNAF 3 has 6 nights, so if you combine those two, it'd be 7 nights, right? So it would fit a lot if FNAF 3 was Mike, but in what we found, Hudson does have a lot of parallels to Mike, right? Like head injury, like him causing head injuries, fires, not really liked, right? All the same. I mean, both of them die by fires, unless, you think that Mike is somehow still alive. Um, Speaking of Mike, Mike sees hallucinations of the FNAF 1 and FNAF 2 animatronics, while Hudson sees the hallucinations of his past. Also, the fact that he breathes could be Hudson, sure, but it could also be that Mike healed at least his lungs, right? And started on his skin, making him able to eat pizza, breathe, which we know his lungs have at least healed by him working as Fritz Smith in FNAF 2. So his skin, so he could be like normal by then, right? He could be normal by FNAF 3, and then that's why Springtrap's jump scare is kind of like him wide eye, right? Because a lot of people point that out. And if the death screen in FNAF 1 is Mike, right? Then his internal organs, eyes, and possibly skin have healed by 1993 or 1992, whichever one you believe. I'm just going to say 1993 because it's like 10 years after the bite of 83. Anyway, now we got to talk about the survival logbook, which the book is originally Mike's, then given to someone, probably Hudson. But we know that FNAF 3 happens after Sister Location because of the bongos and other Sister Location references and the whole Foxy thing with Mike being the Foxy kid in FNAF 4, which with Foxy, he like shows up in the FNAF 3 office, right? So it's like Foxy's working there, and Mike already has the tie to, Foxy and all that, right? I would like to present a new theory. What if there was 3 fight guards, right? His fight guard duo exists, right? But in this theory, we have to use stuff from the FNAF movie, which the FNAF movie says it happens in Minnesota. So what if Hudson works at Fazbear's Fright in Minnesota? One in Minnesota, right? That's when what we found happened in Utah, where Mike does 5 nights in Fazbear's Fright, then is transferred to the day shift. And then some guy, possibly Virgil, works there for a little bit as a night guard. Then Mike and whoever switch shifts, and then FNAF 3 happens. Mike burns it down, all that. FNAF 6, they all die, right? But then finding Springtrap wouldn't be like a really big thing, right? But what if there was like 2 killers, right? I mean, at the end of what we found, the second killer dies with Hudson, and then Fazbear's Fright fully burns down instead of just the kitchen. And I will make a video on like the two killers as well. But yeah, anyway, I gotta go. The next video is about Jeff. So I'll see you guys then. I guess.